Good afternoon. My name is Michael Randolph. Today's presentation is going to be on artificial intelligence, or AI, for nonprofits leaders. Nonprofits nationwide are facing a rapid funding shift, rising demand, and unprecedented operational pressure. More than 34,000 nonprofits closed their doors in 2025. Experts warn that number will go up in 26 and 27. Some say as much as 40% more. That's why today's presentation becomes a critical focus on your survival. So let's get started with a little bit of information about who we are and what we did. So the Center of Nonprofit and Community Development is a nonprofit organization that was established in 2011 with over 35 years of experience in the nonprofit sector. So we specialize in neighborhood planning and economic development in poverty-stricken areas. Social entrepreneurial business models for sustainability, and developing national models and best practices. That's important because when you're going for funding, people want to know that you got a best practice or something that can be used on a national level. So when we talk about impact, we assisted over 3,500 plus nonprofit agencies and businesses across 37 states, mostly by virtual training like we are doing now. We supported over 500 plus nonprofits in achieving their 501(c)(3) status by providing our service to prepare the paperwork. Give us this 1 second. Okay, let's get started. The presentation tonight is going to be on AI for nonprofit leaders. If you're a nonprofit, whether you're a nonprofit that is a nonprofit of one or a nonprofit of 20 or more, AI provides an opportunity to provide more services with less funding. So whether you are a mom and pop nonprofit, or whether or not you are a nonprofit that has 20 or more employees, you want to stay and you want to listen to this presentation because it's going to change the whole foundation as to how the nonprofit survive in this technology age. To the thousands of nonprofits that are working in low-income neighborhoods in order to transform lives. This video couldn't come at a better time in light of the current crisis and funding from the federal government, from foundations and corporations. This night's video is titled AI for Nonprofit Leaders. Hello, my name is Michael Randolph, and I'm with the Center for Nonprofit and Community Development. We provide professional training nationally to nonprofits and other small for-profits. The night's workshop is titled How Gemini, Claude, Copilot, and Chatgpt can strengthen poor communities. Tools that expand capacity, reduce burnout, and increase impact. Okay, let's jump in. Why AI matters for nonprofits? First, nonprofits are expected to do more with less. We are. Community need faster, more responsive support, especially with all of the programs that are being closed up or defunded by the federal government. Staff are overworked and under-resourced. AI gives nonprofits the capacity they never had. From this aspect, data, storytelling, and outcomes. AI is not replacing staff, it's removing barriers. So let's talk about the equity part. If you're in a low-income neighborhood, and if you're a nonprofit, you already know this. Low-income neighborhoods face limited access to high-quality services, underfunded organization, high staff turnover, limited administrative capacity, barriers to technology and training, and slow response time due to overload. AI helps nonprofits close these gaps, and it does it by faster service, more capacity, better support, and stronger advocacy. AI, what AI gives nonprofits? First, grant writing, faster grant writing, better data analysts, automated administrative tasks, improved communication, better program design, and more capacity. AI becomes a staff member you always needed, but could never afford. So let's talk about the 4 AI tools. Each tool solves a different nonprofit pain point. Again, each tool solves a different nonprofit pain point. The first is Gemini. Gemini first focus on research, data, and policy. Claude was focused on writing, clarity, and long documents. Copilot was focused on operation, planning, and Microsoft tools. And finally, Chatgpt was focused on creativity, outreach, and engagement. Together, all these tools form a AI toolkit for any nonprofit. I use each of these. Okay, let's go look at them separately. Let's start with Gemini. We said that Gemini is a research and focus on research and policy intelligence. So it's best for researching community needs, understanding policy changes, breaking down federal regulations, creating educational materials, supporting youth and adult learners, plus others. Gemini becomes your research department. Your research department. Each of these tools deals with a different department. But Gemini is your research department. And here's some questions you can ask Gemini. Summarize the latest HUD regulation. Explain in simple language and explain this policy in simple language for residents. Create a fact sheet on property and our zip code, or turn this project into a community-friendly handout. So you can give all these commands to our Gemini. Next is Claude. Claude focuses on writing and storytelling engineer. It's best for grant writing, annual reports, impact stories, board documents, and long-term contacts. Claude becomes your communication team. For nonprofit users, you can ask it to rewrite this grant narrative to be more compelling. Turn this raw data into a success story. Summarize this 20-page report for the board. Or draft a donor letter in a warm, professional tone. Copilot, operation and administration. Copilot is best used for creating PowerPoint, writing emails, building budgets, organizing projects, and drafting policies and HR documents. Copilot becomes your operations assistant. You can ask it create PowerPoint for a workforce program, draft a job description for a case manager, turn this meeting transcript into action steps. So help me build a simple budget for a grant. And then finally, Chatgpt, which act as your outreach and community engagement. So what is it best for? Social media contests, outreach campaign, event promotion, brainstorming ideas, and youth-friendly contests, as well as any other content. ChatGPT becomes your outreach team. Notice each of these components form your different types of team. Now, for ChatGPT, you can ask it to write a Facebook post promoting our workshop. Give me 10 outreach ideas for low-income residents. Create a flyer caption for food distribution, or help me write a script for a short video. The prompt framework for nonprofit. First, content. When we say content, we're talking about who you are and your organization. Two, tasks. When we talk about tasks, we say what you need AI to do. Three, audience. Who the output is for. Four, tone. How it should sound. And five, goal. What success look like. Here's an example of a prompt. We're a small nonprofit serving low-income families. Rewrite this grant narrative in a professional, compelling tone that highlights impact and urgency. How AI can help low-income communities. Faster access to service, clear communication, better educational support, more responsive programs, stronger advocacy, and more stable organization. AI exemplifies community impact. When nonprofit wins, community rise. So the capacity builder nonprofit has been waiting for is here. AI strengthen teams, expand impact, reduce burnout, and accelerate equity. This is not the future. This is the combat. Combat. Nonprofits are at the center. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you So I do hope you enjoyed this presentation. We provide comprehensive services for excellency and growth. What do I mean by that? Well, we provide social entrepreneurship that foster innovative solutions to create community wealth. We focus on government procurement, expert guidance on government contracting. Contrary to belief, there's not opportunity to do business with the federal government. Organizational growth capacity building, sustainability strategies, and 501c3 preparation, analytical insight like SWOT analysis, asset mapping, and feasibility study. So I guess you gather by now we do everything nonprofit, everything, and be it programmatic or neighborhood transformation. Also, we provide training and proposal preparation and grant writing and grant workshops. That includes grants and business proposal creation and training sessions, as well as program development, design, evaluate, and implementation impactful program projects. That was a lot. Let me repeat that again. So we focus on program development, and by that we focus on design, evaluate, and implement impactful programs slash project. This is important because when you're going for grants now, you have to meet a different type of standard. It has to be evidence based, as well as evidence based. It has to be data proven. We focus on that as well. I hope this information has been some use to you. Um, Let me talk a little bit more about what we do. We do community empowerment. That is organize, mobilize, and empower neighborhoods, communities. This is important, especially if you're at the grassroots level. You need to know how to organize and mobilize your community in order to put together a strategy to take your community back and to make it better. Well, in addition to that, we do strategic planning. That includes develop tailored plans, including community comprehensive initiative. When I say community comprehensive initiative, that means looking at how do you transform neighborhoods in a holistic and comprehensive and integrated approach. And then finally is the L3C. L3C is the latest of the tools for nonprofits. And L3C is the combination of a nonprofit and an LLC. It comes together to form this special type of nonprofit. I've done a whole presentation on that. You can email me to get some more information on all of the things that we do, which is everything nonprofit. There has never been a time more that we have to put ourselves in a position as nonprofits, or how do we operate with less? With AI, it changes that narrative. AI can be your salesperson, your project manager, your administrative assistant, your program creator, your marketing person. AI can be your fundraiser, your strategic planner. AI can do everything that it used to take humans to do, which means that nonprofits now can be more lean and more operational. That means small nonprofits, maybe you got one or two staff, can upscale your nonprofit using AI. And if you're a larger nonprofit, you can upscale your nonprofit with AI. Again, let me share this information with you. I love what I do. I've been doing this work since the since the what? Whoa, I've been doing it that long? Since about 1996 is when I started in community building and program development. So I live for this. I call myself the master teachers. I teach all kind of things, but of all the things that I've done, this is probably one of the most when it comes to how do nonprofits survive. In this period of time, with federal government cuts, with cuts coming from major donors, how do you do more with less? AI addresses that question. I hope you enjoy this presentation. Looking forward to you to follow us.